What is going on, everyone? Welcome back into the Oregon Ducks live show right here on the Oregon Channel, the voice of college football. If it's your first time here, I apologize for the shit show that you might have to witness coming up tonight. But please consider subscribing and hit that like button. It helps the channel out a lot. We have Bibu and Derek. How are you guys doing tonight?
Look, Bibu.
I don't know, man. I'm emotionally drained after last Friday still, I think. So it's I'm here. No, I guess I just wait till January 1st. That's all I got.
That's true.
Yeah, he couldn't even come on the post game show. He was real mad.
Yeah, it's we'll call it sports depression. I think I'm going through it right now.
I heard you in the first quarter. If this shit keeps up, I'm turning this shit off at halftime. That was the last thing I heard from you. And me and Ben get on I told Ben, I says, that's it, man. I said, show's yours. I'm out. Sean says, I'm out. I says, I guess you're on your own tonight, Ben. Luckily, I popped in and
I've done it before. I wouldn't have been surprised.
I was like, yep, they left us high and dry again.
Yeah, again. And you were almost all fired anyways. Multiple times so far this season. It still can happen. It still can happen. Yeah, I guess while we're in the depression mode here, especially Derek, and he didn't get to express his frustration, let's replay it in his mind. Once again, Oregon falls to the Washington Huskies by 3 in the Pac-12 title game. The final Pac-12 title game. How do you feel, Derek? Still sad?
This shit feels like a terrible deja vu where every time I look at an Oregon-Washington game, it's, we're down by 3 points as the clock's striking zeros. Yeah, man, I'm going through a sports depression. Like, it's sad when I have to sit and really take a hard look in the mirror and say, yeah, Washington is the better team right now. I have zero argument against it anymore after you lose twice in one season. I mean, they deserved it. They're a good team. Good for them. I refuse to root for them. I know, I've seen a lot of Ducks fans. They're like, oh, we got to back the Pack. And they, their last seat. No, I'm sorry. Respectfully, no. I would rather root for 132 other FBS teams than the Washington Huskies. So that's where I'm at. I'm just salty today.
When aren't you salty?
That's fair.
What did you think? We went over this Spaz, how long were we on the other night? Like
hour and a half.
Damn. Yeah, I think it was like an hour and 45 minutes almost.
But we had the chat pop.
Derek has to relive this to the. Oh yeah, well Derek has to relive this to the fullest. What was the problem in that game, Derek? What did you find the biggest issue was?
I don't know. Well, we just got to start with how this game started off. When you put yourself in a 20-3 hole against a top 3 team in the nation with your back against the wall, you are doing yourself a horrible disadvantage. So, the terrible start offensively and defensively in the first quarter, really the first half was absolutely disgusting. And then the worst thing possible happened. Oregon came back and took the lead, and that was the worst thing that could have happened in that moment for me emotionally as a fan. I got, got that false sense of hope, sent myself into that sports depression I was referring to. Defensively, I think, what did I see? Michael Penix had 9, what they consider big time throws in that game. Mm-hmm. With a completion rate over in the 90%. That can't happen. Got beat on the deep balls, and that's even with Michael Penix missing other deep balls. This game could have been worse, and that's, I know the scoreboard reads we lost by 3, and at one point we did have the lead, but this game also felt like we were just getting our ass kicked the entire way. So I don't know, man. the offense started to fire a little bit. The defense, they put together consecutive stops when they needed to. That was encouraging to see, with their backs against the wall. They started to perform a little bit, but it was just too little too late, and can't happen.
Yeah, the running attack was definitely not there. They were locked in, Washington, on our running game, especially Bucky. And then it came down to that first quarter, just the first two possessions, just 3 and outs. That really killed the game. Really.
Can't start 0 for 5 and give up back-to-back scores on defense and expect to not against a top 5 team.
Well, and at that, you're not winning either side of the line of scrimmage. Neither side. You are getting zero pass rush on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, especially in the first 2 quarters, Bo was running around for his life for what it seemed like. The rushing game could not get going. Bucky looked like a shell of himself. I thought Jordan James looked good, actually. When he was getting his touches, he was doing his thing.
When he was getting his touches, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You get to a point where, don't get me wrong, I love Bucky just as much as anyone else, but don't you kind of have to ride the hot hand to a point, especially in a tight game like this where everything's on the line. So I kind of wish they would have given Jordan James the ball a little bit more and tried to, control the tempo that way. But yeah, just the line of scrimmage, that was, you set yourself up for failure there on both sides. You lose the tempo game. You give Michael Penix and those receivers all day to get open. You're going to get picked apart. I don't care who you have playing in the backfield. You will get picked apart if you're giving them, 6-10 seconds at a crack to run around and do what he does.
Yeah, I think
that's yeah.
I think
that's obviously that's true.
Out.
They're saying he seems to be maybe a little dinged up too, but regardless, it's more credit to Washington. They came out and they said, we're not allowing you to run on us this time. And they held to that is for sure.
The one guy that the one guy that was averaging 6 yards a carry only had 6 carries for the entire game. What are you doing?
Well, at that point, we're playing catch up too. But yeah, the running attack in that game for some reason, like the first 3 drives, why was it all passes? That was kind of shocking. Again, the point is going 3 and out back to back really killed it. Because that set us back 10 points.
Right. And if last week, Tuesday, on our pregame show, I sat here and I said, okay, you tell me everything that cannot happen for the Oregon Ducks in this game and still win. It almost all happened. You know what I mean? I would say you lose the line of scrimmage. That's a big one. You're giving Michael Penix all day. The running game, absolutely garbage. You start out slow. You start out in a 2-score deficit instantaneously, it felt like.
Their running game is running all throughout you.
Yeah, it's with their running backs getting to the second level every time, it felt like. It felt like what we're used to seeing our backs do, where they're just chunking off 6 and 7 yards a carry.
Running back.
Yeah.
Dylan Johnson had 26 carries. The other backs had 2.
And that's what I'm saying. You ride your hot hand, and that's what happened. If you can't stop it.
You rode the hot hand, yeah.
It kind of felt like that Oregon State game last year in a way. Not necessarily what the scoreboard was reflecting, but just how they couldn't stop the running game. And they knew it was coming. They knew it was coming. And then by the time you start to suck your secondary in a little bit, and all of a sudden he's going 50 yards over your head to Jalen McMillan or Roma Dunze or Jalen Polk or, Dylan Johnson's running the wheel out on the other. It's just, yeah, we got beat, man.
Yeah, we're going to get into that later, Tony. I got some news later on about the secondary.
Well, and then surprisingly, I had actually more compliments about the secondary almost than anyone. Because Washington didn't just do their 50-50 bulk. Those were defended.
Mm-hmm.
This came down to their O-line holding up, and they're having those long crossing patterns. And everyone says you cannot leave any secondary, no matter how good they are, out there for 4, 5, 6 seconds. They were doing long cross the field crossing patterns, so Penix could throw it to the other side and just drop it in front of the guy. The 50-50 balls were actually pretty well defended. Washington didn't even try a whole lot of them this game. Like, they totally reversed their passing attack into a whole different scenario. No, but not many of them. Those were not like that big of an issue. It was the crossing patterns.
3 of them where he just.
Well, he grabbed the guy, that's a Manning problem. That's not a success on the play. That's a Manning issue.
That's a secondary.
He didn't need to grab, but I'm just saying the secondary actually held up for the most part on those types of plays fairly well. They didn't give up those plays. It was the crossing patterns that really burnt, especially with the Dunze going across the field. Because, I mean, our guys couldn't keep up with him. And then, yes, DeBoer was damn near flawless in that game.
Yep, couldn't agree more. Like, it's got beaten all phases, got out-coached offensively, defensively. It is what it is.
Well, do you know what time it is? It's our favorite time of the night. Breaking news from Spaz.
Breaking news this week is, we're going to get into that a little bit later, actually, because that's a whole complete subject. Other than we do have the replacement for Bo Nix. Stay tuned.
If you guys just read the outline that I send you for the show, LaMichael James is inducted in the College Football Hall of Fame today, maybe. Yes, let's go. As he finishes his Oregon career with over 5,800 yards of total offense in 3 seasons. Not too damn shabby. Doak Walker Award winner, Doak Walker finalist, 2-time Heisman finalist. I mean, really only once. The second time was like 10th place. That one really don't count, but.
And sir, the mean-ass fucking hamburger, too, let me tell you.
Killer burger owner.
Yes, sir.
It's yeah, man. LaMike, he's one of those classic backs. Oregon's had a rich history of running backs, but if a lot of people are given the opportunity to have a Oregon Mount Rushmore running backs, I think more people than not are gonna have that man LaMike up there. So it's cool that the man gets his flowers. He more than deserves it. We as Duck fans were extremely lucky to see him put the product on the field that he did. He was extremely dynamic. It's cool, man. I'm glad to see him get his flowers.
And pretty quickly, too, really, because I think even today was like freaking Ware got in today, finally.
Oh, really?
I was looking at the list earlier. I had the list open, but I had reboot everything, and so I forgot to pull that list back up. Yeah, there were a bunch of big names on there, and I was like, well, Michael got in fast. Really?
Yeah, good.
I mean, I think it's only been 11 years.
I think 20
11 to 12. 2011 was his last year.
I think you're right, national
so
champion.
Like 12 years. 11. I mean, that's pretty fast.
Yeah, like I say, he deserves it, man. He was a generational type back in college. Someone that I really wished, would have panned out with an NFL career. But
unfortunately, except for Stewart, obviously Blount, and then Jeremiah he was okay.
Royce Freeman's still playing. I saw he scored a touchdown last week.
Okay, I was like, I know he's still there, but he's been kind of not getting a lot of opportunities.
Yep, Kenyon Barner's a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Is he still with because he was released from the Bucs?
He's been gone.
He's been gone. D'Anthony Thomas was released after the COVID season, and from the Ravens, and he's never been picked back up that I'm aware of.
But I mean, realistically, in terms of NFL successor.
Troy
back
Brown's
then.
still third string at Anthony Brown's still third string quarterback in Baltimore.
Dang, Anthony Brown was a Duck running back.
I know, right? I'm like, we're talking running backs. And it's like Anthony. I'm like Anthony Brown because I was like, well, yeah. If you want to say successful stuff, I was like, damn, I think we're having better tight end success in the NFL lately.
Wait,
Like
Anthony Brown, the Ohio State University Slayer. Anthony Brown,
that guy, the killer.
Yeah,
the killer himself. Till he plays Utah.
That was the whole Oregon
Verdell,
team.
yeah. Where's Verdell at?
He's still with the Colts, isn't he?
I think he got cut almost 2 years ago now.
Did he? Oh, did he get cut? I'm not. I don't keep up with the NFL. It's so hard to keep up with college and
Jeff
NFL
Saturday
kind of track
fired him.
players. Well, that sucks. He did get a shot at least for a little bit, but Ducks need a more LeGarrette types, or like Barner types, where you had the Michael and Barner. So you had the shifty one, and Barner was shifty, but he was definitely a more hit you
Bruising back, yeah.
Blount,
to be honest, though, I would like to see another LeGarrette type back come in. I love those big bruisers.
Or Verdell, even. I'll take a Verdell.
Yeah, it was just different, though. LeGarrette Blount, like, that's a dude who truly ran through dudes, like CJ Verdell. Actually, we've had a couple.
CJ Verdell was not small, Tony.
Yeah, he was not that. He was not. Yeah, no, Verdell was not that small. Verdell was he was like 230, 235. He was a pretty beefy guy. He wasn't as big as
he was
Blount
stocky for sure.
Yeah, he was not as big. You watch that man run, you look at his fucking thighs, and you're like, God damn.
I think that's the type of running style that, like, a Dante Dowdell, I think that's what we're going to see as he progresses throughout his Oregon career. I think we're going to see him kind of adapt more so that type of running. I don't think we'll necessarily see him do what LeGarrette did just because he was a pretty special back. But I think, he carries a little pop. You can tell as a true freshman this year. I'm excited.
Losing Wennington hurt. And that Washington game showed why losing Wennington hurt, because
we couldn't have the 1-2 punch. We couldn't have the 1-2 punch and then the power come in like we did last year with Irving and Whittington, and then bring in James for those short yardage like they did last year. That really kind of that allowed people to focus a lot more on Bucky this year specifically. But they should have pulled out. I mean, they should have pulled out the third string running back. I'm sorry. If they wanted to redshirt him, I get it. But they should have probably at some point pulled him out. But I guess, too, for the most part, they didn't really have to most of the year, except for like a couple of games where we could look and go, that wasn't so good. But
I'm curious to see what – I mean, we know that Bo's playing in the New Year's Six game, but I'm curious to see, how long these guys are going to play. Is Bo going to play the whole game per se, or
he just keeps getting distracted? We're not done with breaking news from Spaz yet. He just keeps getting distracted, Derek. I can't keep this man on. I can't keep this man on track. It's like the Sunday night show. It's a shit show. I just told people, I'm sorry. I apologize for the shit show you're about to see tonight. We're not very prepared tonight at all. That's also kind of my fault. I was running late. Doing shit.
I'm just kind of cycling into.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to keep focus a little bit to get through the topics. If you read the outline, again, go back to your emails, read the outline. Other breaking news, not from Spaz. Bo Nix wins Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year today, or yesterday, or the day before. He was named Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, so that's a huge honor, as well as Scholar Athlete of the Year for the Pac-12, and is now a Campbell finalist for the Academic Heisman, which, Justin Herbert won.
Mm-hmm.
He will not be winning that one, though. I looked at the other competitors and their GPAs. There's a lot of stiff competition for that one.
Bo is just happy to be included.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Bo has like a 3.62 in communication, which is not bad. I mean, it's not bad. But there's like 2 guys in psychology that have like a 3.92, and then there's like a 3.94 in like some other. I can't remember what the other one was. I was like, Bo's not winning the Campbell, but just
Thanks
to be
for
a
showing
finalist, I guess.
Yeah, it's just another thing to throw on the old resume. Not a bad thing to say, but yeah, it's cool.
So we have 1 Heisman winner and 1 Campbell winner. All
That we
right,
do.
not bad. Not bad.
The trophy case is filling up.
Hey, a lot of school. Hey, even less schools can probably say they have a Campbell winner than a Heisman.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't know the stats on that one, but you're probably right.
Because even that list of the Campbell Award finalists with Knicks, you were from like just random schools that I'd never even heard of.
Oh, really?
I don't know if they include I guess they include Group of 5 and even maybe like FCS 1 or something like that. Because there were some I was like, does they even have a football team? I had no idea who some of these teams were. I was like, what?
Yeah, they must include the FCS in it as well. It must be all of Division 1.
Yeah, I'm guessing because I was like, it was like SU, and that's not Syracuse.
Southern?
It was. So it would have been like Southern Utah or something like that, or
Yeah, I know SU. That's Southern, like the HBCU. Their official little.
Yeah, so it was something like that. Will Stein did not win the Broyles Award. That justifiably went to Phil Parker from Iowa, because there's no goddamn way Iowa would have won 10 games without that defense. So
that's
probably
unreal.
rightfully so that Phil Parker would win the Broyles Award.
Honestly, I would have been a little upset for him had he not won that award. That man single-handedly carried an entire university to a conference title game appearance.
Yeah, because the other OC wouldn't even wear his team colors.
He's on his way out anyways. He's like, screw it. My dad fired me. Well, we already covered Torrey Franklin was not in the finals for the Bolitnikoff. Talked about that on Saturday, I think, or Friday. And then Jackson Powers Johnson is still in the Remington Trophy finalist category for the best center.
As he should be, well-deserved.
And then Oregon is still, I believe, one of the final 5 for best O-line. But after the couple performances, this last performance, I don't know. After that non-rushing game.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, after the conference championship, they don't deserve to be included. Just kidding, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
But anyway, it's like just the fact that those guys are even included in that conversation from where we started at the beginning of the year. We kind of felt like we had a patchwork O-line just because we had so many moving pieces from all the transfers in, and guys like Josh Connerly getting his first real starting opportunity. So we didn't really know what we had in our O-line, and I know we were kind of skeptical of it the first half of the season. But all in all, if you would have told me at the beginning of the season they would have played the way they have, I would have taken it 10 times out of 10. So grateful for those guys.
What is Powers Johnson? Is he a junior?
Yeah, I think he has one more year of eligibility.
Okay, so he probably will be back. Connerly will be a junior because he played his freshman year last year.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be a junior. I think we get I think we only lose one O-lineman this year.
We could see JPJ go. He's being projected as potentially a late second, early third round pick, and as a center, that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty good. That's actually pretty good.
But it's one of those things where it's like how you kind of weigh out. Do you want the experience? What do you have left to gain? I mean, he's already established himself as one of the most consistent.
If he can get graded late second to early third round, I'd be like,
and that's what I'm saying.
I'd be out too.
I truly believe he does love playing for the Ducks, and he would consider coming back, kind of like a Bo did, But at the same time, there's just not really. He's not going to gain all that much. You're risking more than you're potential reward for even a great year next year. So if he's coming back, it's just for the love of the team. Trying to, maybe he wants to experience a year in the Big Ten. I don't know, but I hope he comes back selfishly.
Selflessly. Well, selfishly, but selflessly on his part, yeah. So let's just say he stays. We'll get Connerly, Powers Johnson. We will keep Cornelius. I believe we'll have one more year.
I think he also could go potentially. I know that's a conversation being had currently, is whether he wants to come back.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his draft stock looks like at all.
Cornelius is staying on one side from everything I heard today.
That would be phenomenal. I would really love to see him come back. That would be a major piece.
I think that's what he probably needs to do, just because he was great at the FCL. So this is one Power 5 season, so maybe he figures that a second one would be.
Yeah, I think he could benefit from one more prove it type year. You have your first year in the FBS. Excuse me. You back it up with a solid second year, and I think your draft stock continues to climb.
Let's see here. So let's just say we keep 3 pieces of the line together. Let's just say we have 3 solid people returning, even 3 to 4. This will be in a little more Spaz's area. Who do we have as the backups to take position for those guys potentially? I am looking at our list.
The recruiter guy.
Do you know, Ben, does Stephen Jones have another year of eligibility?
I'm not sure. Chat, does Stephen Jones have a year of eligibility left? I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I'd have to look at what he is, but even then, I don't know if it's not going to say, oh, he has one more year left, because it could say senior,
Yeah.
Because that's like there's someone else that's a senior, and we can talk about him here in a little bit. I'm just looking at our recruiting rankings for 2023. We haven't seen Silva this year, have we?
I feel like he got a couple of reps early in the year, but
yeah, I was like, we really haven't seen him
on the roster. So
say that again, Spaz.
Jones is a senior, so we got Connerly on one side.
Yeah, he still may have a year left though because of the COVID year. He still might have an extra year if he wants.
Well, I mean, he could also elect his graduate year as well. I mean, he would likely hit the portal if that happens.
Exactly. I don't know why, like an O-line though. If you have a good O-line, I don't know an O-lineman that would actually want to transfer. But to each their own, I guess.
That's one of those weird situations with the NCAA and their graduate returnee rules.
Yeah. But so we have 2023, we have Silva, 4-star. We have Wilson, 4-star, OT offensive tackles. We had that was our only recruits in that was our only recruits in 2023.
Say that Fergie is probably gone.
Ferg?
Yeah.
Everything that I've seen so far has said the complete opposite. I think I think he'll be back in Eugene.
He'll be a senior, but I mean, his stock's pretty high right now. I hope he comes back, but
yeah, he definitely wouldn't be transferring. He would come back or try to go pro, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, if that did happen, I'm very, very excited to see Kenyon Sadiq get some meaningful minutes. I know Patty Herbert has another year of eligibility if he'd want it. Maybe even Chad or
Herbert needs it. He is not. I mean, he's done good in run blocking, but he really hasn't been. And outside of a bit this season, more obviously in pass catching, he's not exactly the most pass catching tight end, so he could probably use it, and we need that experience. We don't have a tight end from last year.
Next year as well, so the tight end.
And we'll still have Casey Kelly too, won't we? For
Casey Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then other than that, we didn't bring a tight end last year. This year, this class, we have do we have a tight end? Yes, we have a Pugliano coming in from Medford, a 3-star.
Actually, and just on Friday, we secured another tight end commitment for the 24 class.
Oh, okay. Then he's not updated on here.
It's like excuse me, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but it's like Roger Sagapalu. I believe he's out of Orem, Utah, the same high school that the Sewell family went to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not on here for some reason. This is not updated. I don't know why this is not updated. Duck Territory is falling behind on their rankings. So yeah, we do have O linemen coming in this year too, though. But this is a problem too. Our biggest grab this year for the O line was McRoy, Jaquan McRoy, the 4-star from of all places, Pinson, Alabama, as Bo Nix. That's a little shaky right now.
Yeah, I saw he was
at Ohio State recently.
He was also at Colorado.
Is
I'm sorry, McRoy. Yeah, McRoy went to Colorado. The other one, then it was what was the other? There was another. It was actually another lineman that went. I wrote down. Oh, Jordan Seaton, the 5-star. Now I think that guy is actually. I'm not sure if he was a 24 or 25, but he's a 5-star.
He's a 2024.
He's in the portal, and Oregon is on him like stink on rice.
Well, he just went to Ohio State like 3 days ago. And now he wants to make a commitment.
Jordan Seaton is a high school recruit right now. He's a senior. Yeah. He's a 5-star.
Who's the guy that I thought his name was Seaton that they've been talking about all week?
That's who it is, but he's a 5-star. He's a 5-star offensive lineman.
Oh, the guy I'm talking about in the portal.
Oh, I don't know about that, but if he's out of the portal, the point is he's not on our list right now. And I think he's 20. I'm pretty sure he was a high school, and he's 2020. I think he's 2025, but I'm not sure. The point is he went to Ohio State a few days ago, and now he wants to make a commitment all of a sudden, like in 2 days, and everyone's like, "Uh-oh, that's not good."
He's a 2024 guy. So he's actually the highest remaining recruit left on the board. I believe he's one of 2 5-stars left uncommitted from this cycle. But yeah, Oregon's thought to be one of the 3 favorites sitting in this situation. And, everything we've heard from Steve Wiltfong and such it's been great. However, he definitely did just take a visit to Ohio State. Lots of good things came out of there from, Jordan Seaton's mouth himself in interviews after, and now he's set a recruitment date. He never did get on campus for an official visit with the Ducks. He's been on, I think, 3 times for unofficial visits, but never made it back for that official visit. Being this late in the recruitment cycle, I'm going to guess we're probably not going to get that official visit. If he's looking to hit the early signing day, which he has stated that he wanted to do.
He's signing the 7th. He's going to commit and sign the 7th, I think it said. Or he's going to openly commit on the 7th.
Potentially sign the 20th.
The 20th. Sorry, not sign on the 7th. But
So I know the Ducks are still considered a favorite there, and I haven't seen any crystal balls officially be put in for Ohio State, so that bodes well. But that's one that I think is going to hurt a little bit just because we've had a lot of momentum for him over the last month and a half. But you never know what happens. We've seen some crazy stuff happen with recruiting before. So, until it's over, it's not over.
And outside of that, we have Trent Ferguson coming in. Big boy for the O-line.
Yeah.
They're going to have to grab a couple transfer people for depth, I think. I don't know how good our depth is beyond some of these guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that's one of the things we see addressed. I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to grab two transfer guys that can make an immediate impact, but we'll see. Kind of depends on what they think they have.
There it is. October 12th, Ohio State and Cam Ward will be at Autzen Stadium.
Cam Ward committed?
Yep.
Very nice.
I'm trying to think of the 5-star kid that I think is in the portal that we're going after. He was like projected either Tennessee, us, or
Are you thinking
Well,
the 5-star D line from A&M?
Spaz,
D lineman?
Spaz, I will say everything you're saying right now is Jordan Seaton. The three thought to be finalists
okay,
are
it
Oregon,
was the
Tennessee,
same
and
name,
Ohio State.
different guy.
Yeah, I think you're
Same last
getting
name.
some.
Okay. So I was right on the name. I was just confused. I was like, wait.
Yeah, sorry, Chad. I'm on one monitor, so I'm looking at my other tabs, and I'm not seeing the chat right now. I'm a little behind on this, so I'm trying to search your names over here. Yeah, and then obviously we were talking the text because you had the news, Spaz. More breaking news.
What?
Spaz. Tyquez
Travis Hunter went in the
Tyquez
portal?
Bridges is out. Was that Travis Hunter won the portal?
That's what Raymond just put in here.
There is no way. I'm gonna refresh my Twitter here.
No shit.
No.
Well, he went from Jacksonville State though. So I don't know if I think he has a transfer still because going FCS too, because Jacksonville State was still FCS, I think, at that point. So he can actually, I think he still gets a free transfer if he wants. But I don't Oregon doesn't want to deal with that ego. That type of ego. If he is, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
our guys cannot stay off their phones. I tell you.
I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on this Travis Hunter thing. I don't see anything.
I know. That's why you guys cannot stay off your phone.
Yeah, I don't see anything that confirms that. So definitely something to watch potentially, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, Raymond, you're a bitch.
Yeah, that
I'm ready to boot you for that shit. That's fucked up.
He fell for one of your things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spaz was freaking out earlier over something. I'm like, is there a link attached to that photo that you're showing us? Because
dude, I'm telling you, it wasn't just me. There was people.
No, I know, but I'd be like, I need to see a link to an official.
It's been popping on different sites and shit all day.
Different forums, not sites.
Damn it, Spaz, you fell for it.
And on Twitter too.
That's not.
Yeah.
But there's no link to a site. It's just someone posting it.
There's like 10 accounts on Twitter that unless I see something come from one of these 10 accounts, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wait a minute on it before I'm reacting to anything.
Yeah, I was like, I need to see it from the sources.
To Ohio State 5 minutes ago on Twitter through very reliable sources. He's committed to Ohio State.
That's not a surprise. That seemed where he was going
and
to go.
Dylan will be in this weekend, either Friday or Saturday, for an official visit. But that's just a sign on the dotted line.
Yeah, at this point, it's Gabriel, and I'm actually okay with that. I mean, at least if worst case, if it doesn't work out and Ty works out, at least he'll have a solid backup in Gabriel. You know.
If Dylan Gabriel signs, look for Ty Thompson to probably end up in the portable. That's what I'm hearing from multiple sources. Is that
But we're hearing from multiple sources the same. That's probably, but it's not this is what Ty's thinking or says, because there's a difference. Because Ty's stuck around all this time at this point. I wouldn't be surprised. I was surprised this last year that he didn't go, all right, with Nick's coming back. I was surprised then he didn't leave.
Yeah, he and me both. Yeah, I don't. If a guy like Dylan Gabriel comes into Oregon, he knows 100% for damn certain that he will be the starting quarterback next year. That's a guy who's 100% looking to polish an NFL draft stock. Proven dude. You know, he's been around.
Which would be interesting for Stein to have to work with, because Gabriel's a lefty, so like Penix. So you're going to have to change your whole kind of, almost like, to a degree, flip the routes around a little bit to make it easier for him to throw in those directions. It's one of those interesting little situations. So, but they have if that's the case, they have a whole off season to figure that shit out. So that's probably not that big of a deal. But No, but there was other breaking news, Spaz. Not that. Oh, why is it on that still? Still more breaking news from Spaz. As we lost another person into the transfer today, which is actually stupid. I don't know why he went to the transfer portal, but okay.
He lost all his playing time. That's what I was finding out from multiple sources. He wasn't getting any playing time.
You need to tell him who it is.
Turquez Bridges entered the portal this morning and put in a note this evening thanking Oregon and the Oregon fans. And once a duck, always a duck. Basically, the writing was on the wall with Aaron Flowers and coming in next year, and Jalil being back, and
Tyson Johnson has another year of eligibility.
Johnson has another year of eligibility that they're trying to get him to stay. So yeah, the writing was on the wall. He's got a year, 2 years left of eligibility. Hasn't he?
I think he has one. This is why I said it. Which, as I said, it's stupid because he graduated.
He's his
grad transfer. He didn't need to go in the portal. He's a grad transfer. So I don't know why he went into the portal, because he actually was a grad transfer. So people are saying, like, why did he go in the portal? He's a grad transfer. Like, are they maybe someone misspoke, because I'm like, yeah, he's a grad transfer, so he can technically go wherever he wants, willingly. So it's not like he just left the team, so to say. But yeah, we have a bunch of guys coming in this year and from last year in the secondary still. So
yeah, I think we'll see Oregon go after a safety, if not two safeties, in the portal this year. I mean, they have Aaron Flowers coming in next year, like Spaz alluded to, that he just actually, with his updated recruiting rankings, he just turned into a top 100 recruit out of Texas. So, I mean, that's cool. He could definitely be a starter right out of high school. Projects to be a big dude, physical player.
And he just posted a picture an hour ago with a couple of the Oregon defensive coaches from his house.
Yeah, but I think they're going to want at least one safety transfer in the portal, just to you're going to want to know for damn well certain what you have in your secondary, and I think that depth is clearly something they don't shy away from.
Well,
unless they're gone, we still have Cody DeCambra and
young guy
Tyler Turner from
another young guy in Texas.
There's a kid out of Clemson that apparently is about ready to hit the portal.
He did hit the portal.
He did. He's gone.
That apparently Oregon is looking at it as a defensive back / safety.
Yeah, he's a safety from Clemson. He's been a 3-year starter, and I did see that he projected to Oregon today. It was actually just 3 hours after he officially hit the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And they're online.
And he was
on his page and shit.
He was a team captain, and then he got injured or whatever, and he kind of lost his position a little bit. But he was a captain, so I mean, you're getting a good, solid guy back there at least for depth.
Yeah, Andrew Mabuka. If you look at it, it's one of those things. If you look at his stats this year, you're like, oh, he didn't really play that much, but it is kind of deceiving because he did deal with injury. Like I said, 3-year starter.
Yeah.
He's a good. I would be thrilled to bring him in, especially coming from Clemson. I know they're down right now, but
at least it's a great depth piece. At worst, it's a good depth piece with experience.
We did lose another safety to the portal as well this week with Damon David. So that's another guy who's been with the program for 2 years now. He has gotten playing time in each of the last 2 years, nothing significant, but it's another piece of the secondary, that safety room that you lose. So we're down 2 there, and that's kind of, I think we'll be bringing in.
And outside of some of those, and a lot of them weren't significant players outside of even Bridges, I mean, the receivers, we lost, Ashton or whatever. He hasn't done anything. He's done a little special teams or whatever.
I think he'll get some meaningful playing time somewhere this year. He was that Oregon went after hard. They lost Oklahoma last minute.
And then we lost like 2 other receivers, but they have not played like at all. And that,
Josh,
in a way, that just shows that's good. That shows the depth in front of them to go, I don't know if I'm making the 2 deep even potentially.
Well, yeah, and it's like the Chris Hudson one. That's one we expected. Early on in the year, we talked about it 12 times. Where we're like, what the hell's going on? Is he hurt? Is he injured? Is it some other, thing? But yeah, he's gone. So I hope he gets his opportunity. And he was very helpful in the Mario years. The last
and the defensive kid, both. We knew Danielson. We knew both of those guys were going a month ago.
Who was the other one?
The defensive guy, Addison.
Oh, Brian Addison. Yeah.
Yeah, we knew the writing on that wall with those two 6 weeks ago when they both just mysteriously left the team for personal reasons.
No, Tony, that's a myth.
He's alive and well.
No, he was just a no-show this year.
Yeah, I don't know what still don't really even know what the hell was going
No,
on.
no,
But
yeah. Maybe he smoked one too many bong hits. Who knows?
Gentlemen, can we get a drum roll, please? Because we've made these people wait long enough. As we have to look towards the Fiesta Bowl. Number 13-0, number 23 Liberty versus 11-2, number 8 Oregon.
Boise State, Oklahoma 2007 is not happening, folks. Don't worry. Oregon's got this shit on lockdown. This is not happening.
USC Tulane is not happening. One, because our defense is not that bad. And two, Tulane was a much better team than this Liberty team. A lot better team. With all due respect to Liberty, that Tulane team was a lot better.
That's fair.
I don't even know how Liberty, how'd they even go 13? The only reason I think they went 13-0 is looking at their schedule. Go, yeah, Mickey Mouse can win all them games.
And I said shit all over the strength of schedule, whatever. Their schedule was pretty pathetic.
133 out of 133, dead last in the FBS in terms of strength of schedule.
Let's pull this up here.
Wow.
So look, let me see here.
Go Blue, go get lost. I don't want to deal with you on Tuesday night.
Where is? Hell, you might not see me on Sunday after this last Sunday. Let's see here. Let's look at the Flames schedule and who they played. Is that showing up okay for you?
Yeah, if I blow it up.
Okay. I only can have one screen up if I do a double screen.
I'm on a laptop too, so.
Yeah, it screws it up. So they beat Bowling Green. I don't know what Bowling Green's record is.
Bowling Green's a decent team, but
yeah. And they did beat New Mexico State twice, and New Mexico State blew out Auburn on the road. So that's still a decent win over a decent New Mexico State team.
They beat
Buffalo.
New Mexico State the week after New Mexico State steamrolls Auburn.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. The very next
I know,
week.
But they beat them already in the regular season before that too. This is week 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that was their
Spaz. What have I said?
I'm on it. Get off me.
Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo is good this year. FIU sucks. Sam Houston won like 2 games this whole year.
Isn't that
they
your
barely
hometown?
beat Sam Houston. Was that?
Isn't Sam Houston your hometown?
Not my hometown.
But you're close to their school because I've seen you a couple of their games.
No, I've never been to a Sam Houston game.
I thought that was where you went this year.
No, I went to Texas Tech game.
No, I know, but then
I said I was going to take Sam to his alma mater, Sam Houston, to one of their games because it's about it's about 45 miles away. But we never went. But they won like 2 games this year, and one of those was against like Division II FCS or something like that, and they barely beat Sam Houston. They did beat Jacksonville State. That's not a bad win. That's at least a decent win.
Mm-hmm.
Middle Tennessee, again, I don't really know their
They're solid.
Western Kentucky, I don't think was that great. I think they're a bowl team at least.
Yeah, they're nothing special.
Louisiana Tech again. Not
Not
100%
good.
sure. Old Dominion was kind of up and down
Not
this
good.
year. UMass, not good.
They did have
UTEP,
a better year than they thought they were gonna have.
still not good. UTEP, not good. They fired their coach. I know that. And then they beat New Mexico State again for the title, for their conference title. So not too bad, but yeah, if we go into their stats, which I had, is they are not a throwing team much.
Didn't they? I think they had 1,000. Oh, they're about 1,000-yard receivers. They got one guy.
Yeah,
he was there. He had 3. If you go back on that last one, he had 3 or 4 400-yard games. But he was also their leading rusher.
He had like one 100-yard or 300-yard passing game.
No, let's see.
One, 300-yard passing games.
Almost 3 at 297.
But not three or four. So again, pay attention. I'm just gonna keep saying this until he starts getting stuff right. But they didn't pass much, but they did put up touchdowns, because even for this, only 2,756 yards, which is, it's not bad. Not a great completion percentage, but 31 touchdowns, only 5 picks. That's not bad.
The ball.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I will give them that. But their rushing is where it's like they are a running team, and their quarterback is the second leading rusher by a mile.
And he was also their leading rusher in like 6 of their games.
They do a lot of read option and RPOs, and that's where he's getting all these yards. He's doing 7 yards a carry and 12 touchdowns.
He's going to give that defense a fit. A team like Liberty, they're pulling all the stops. They're not.
It's a Jamie Chadwell system. So you know what you're going to get with him. You're going to get the exact same thing you've seen at Coastal for several years. I
think there's a lot of Duck fans who think this game's going to be like a 56-3 type of game. That's not. I don't think that's going to happen. We're not getting quite into predictions quite yet, but I think Liberty's they're gonna move the ball. They got some playmakers. They have a lot of athletes on their offensive side of the ball, especially. It'll be a fun game at the very least, I think.
Hawaii Tech too.
Not a great amount of sacks for their defense. Their kicker is kind of Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 to 4. Well,
did you guys see the video I sent you earlier?
Yes, Spaz. We saw your Superman kicker.
What year is he? Is he next year?
24.
Yeah, he's coming next year.
5-star kicker.
Yeah, I didn't see him on the list, so that's why I forgot about him. And then you sent that. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, the Oregon kid.
Hey Spaz, let me ask you a trivia question. How many stars do you think Camden Lewis had coming into Oregon?
4.
3.
I'm not Spaz, but I think 4.
I heard there's not very many 5-star kickers.
I think there's only 4 a year or something like that. They do their stuff very differently.
5-star kickers are rare. They are rare.
Yeah, they do their stuff very differently in the kicker world.
Obviously, because I'd have never guessed him a 5-star quarterback or kicker.
Yeah, I think they have like individual evaluators.
Yeah, what was Cam? Do you remember off the top of your head, or were you asking? Because I don't remember.
No, Derek saying was a 5-star.
Yep,
was he a 5-star?
Camden Lewis ranked a 5-star prospect by Chris Saylor Kicking, coming in out of North Carolina.
Okay, that sounds more familiar when you remember. That's always like 4-star, wasn't he? I can't remember.
Yeah, there he is. On the Oregon roster website under his little history.
Oh, it says
He's had his moment. He's had his ups and downs and his moments, but not lately. Not the good ones, anyways.
Yikes.
Well, anyway, Spaz. So when it says 5-star, just know you could be getting another Camden Lewis. You never know.
Not from what I was seeing from this kid, and everything I've heard about him is, and I've seen some of his high school games. He's kicked some 50-plus yarders in high school. Kid's got a leg.
Love to hear.
Yeah, some people, like Tony's saying here is, I wouldn't be surprised if Chad was said I was hoping he wasn't hoping Bo would play.
No shit.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised by that. Dante Manning, he was at least a 4-star, and and
he hasn't held up to it.
Not everyone.
No,
not everyone shapes up to be exactly what they're projected to be. Because I mean, they're ranking them in high school, so then they get to the college. Does that mean they're going to be able to keep up? Not necessarily.
Right.
It's a projection.
And so much of it's projectability too, and that's so difficult.
The right fit. I mean, how many first overall picks absolutely bust out after 3 to 4 years? Like just totally wipe out in the NFL for 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah, but like we said, projectability is tough.
Just like that kicking, it was impressive, but it's just him on a field by himself, and the wind was blowing that way. If you look at the flag in the background, it was actually blowing in the favorable direction. So it was like perfect conditions to try it. I mean, it's still impressive, no matter what. It's still impressive, but it's like, yeah, it's so different than the games. So, and yeah, that was the news. That was I think that's the biggest news and most exciting for us is because that's it. We didn't know after the Pac-12 title game, but Bo Nix is going to play the game. One more final hurrah, at least until the score hopefully gets out of reach, and then he sits it. But I have a feeling he'll just play the whole game. I don't think he was going to want to stop. He's going to want to finish it and take the final knee, etc., etc.
Yeah. Oh, news! I have new breaking news, and this is legit, Ben.
Okay. Oh, who's it from? What's the source first?
Yes, Spaz, we need a source first.
This is from the University of Oregon football.
All right, that one's pretty legit, I would say.
Bo Nix is your winner of the William Campbell Trophy, the Premier Scholar Athlete Award.
No shit.
Yeah.
After I just said there was no way he was. I was like, there was no way he was going to win that after looking at the other contest. Now I got to pull this up too because there was an impressive list of people on that list.
William Campbell Award winner.
Yeah, I see it right here. Well, we apologize to Bo Nix. I think there was we were just saying he didn't stand a chance for it.
I know. Well, if I can pull this list, look at these people. Look at these people. No offense again to Bo Nix. Now it could be because of his performance on the field in combination. I don't know how exactly they do it. I guess it's probably both.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Well, he has a 3.62 GPA in communications. Lad McConkey, for instance, 3.85 GPA in finance. Then you come up here, 3.96. Here's Benedict, South Carolina. That's some of the teams. 3.96 GPA in psychology. 3.84 social studies education from Kansas State. I guess it is also performance on the field. So, hey, now we have 2 Campbell Trophy winners. Every other school in the nation could suck at them.
Up yours, Washington. We got something you don't this year.
Oh, this guy should have won. If he didn't go to Wartburg, Iowa. 3.99 GPA in biology. Jesus.
I'm sorry, Owen.
Yeah, sorry, Owen.
America's show or some shit. Biology.
Leo Lowen, linebacker, Army, West Point, 3.92 in engineering management. All right, come on, let's go Army.
At the Army Academy, got a 3.9 doing engineering. He should have won that shit too.
Liam Thomas, Wabash, Indiana. Where the hell is rhetoric?
What?
3.87 GPA in rhetoric.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no clue.
What is a rhetoric degree? Everyone in the chat, please tell me. Rhetoric to me is nonsense speech or kind of just like rambling. But
Come on, chat. I believe somebody's got to let us know.
I know.
Come on, Tony.
Well, before I get rhetoric degrees, what is a rhetoric degree?
It's
Rhetoric
only
online course. What is a rhetoric
An online
course?
course.
The Trivium Rhetoric, basic applicative element of learning and a third part of the Trivium educational system. This is some weird little thing. That's not really a course. I mean, it is, but it's not.
all right. Well, I'm convinced rhetoric is a fake degree.
Rhetoric and composition degrees. So is it some sort of, I guess, just writing?
Probably.
I guess. I was like, what the hell is rhetoric degree?
Some sort of English degree.
Yeah, I was like, what? Something like that. Yeah, I'm guessing. Sure.
Oh, shit.
Hey, it's not bad. We'll take it. If you can't have if he's getting a Heisman Trophy trip and gets the Campbell Trophy.
That just means he's winning the Heisman, man.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it's not impossible still because, I mean, he is going to New York. But the awards, damn it, I closed that page earlier.
Well,
chat. The Jane Daniels already got awarded the Johnny Unitas Award.
Or the O'Brien Award.
Could be the
I think it was the Johnny Unitas, the Golden Arm, best quarterback or whatever.
Yeah, where I hate to break, I know there's some Duck fans with some hope. It's not happening. The Heisman race was over on Friday night when the clock struck 0. It's Jaden Daniels.
But what did Bo do to lose it? Really,
That's not the point. The only argument really that Bo had on everybody was that he could lead them to a playoff berth and a conference championship, and he was still playing on the conference championship weekend. If you lose, it doesn't matter. None of that conversation matters. Then you almost have to fall back on statistics. And if you look at the Vegas odds right now, you know damn well Vegas knows who's winning this Heisman because they are not placing a minus 1,400 bet on someone who they even consider an opportunity to lose, because that means there is so much money to be made for anybody that would bet Bo Nix. It's not happening.
Look at what they did on Oregon last week. They put 10 points on them last week.
Spaz, a minus 300 and a minus 1,400 in Vegas are so leaps and bounds different. That is Vegas saying this is a slam dunk, and I agree with them. I think it's over.
I think so, and it's because of where he's at. And I think, honestly, a lot of voters already voted last week anyways.
We said he needed to win, but usually, unless it's like a receiver, obviously, usually the winner of the Heisman quarterback-wise wins the Johnny Unitas, wins the Maxwell, then wins the Heisman too. Usually it's a clean sweep. But so Jane Daniels has already got the Johnny Unitas. Xavier Watts and Notre Dame has the Bronco Nagurski. Phil Parker, of course, has the Frank Broyles Award, well deserved. And Brian Dooley of Eastern Michigan got the Disney Spirit Award.
Ooh,
way to go, Brian Dooley!
Nice job, buddy.
Oh, those ESPN College Football Awards aren't till after the national title, I think. Or are they before?
These are coming out very slowly. I thought this was going to start filling out a little bit more, but these are coming out real slow. But they already updated right here with the Campbell Trophy. This wasn't here till just now, so they are updating as they get announced.
So maybe the ESPN end of the year awards are after the championship game. It might be mid-January. I couldn't remember if it was before all the bowl games and stuff started or after.
I'd have to check. I don't remember either. It's kind of like, what is it? ESPN CFB award show or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's before the title game. No, December 8th. This Friday.
So it is before all the bowl games. Okay.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's beforehand. I couldn't remember when though. But isn't oh no, Saturday night's the Heisman.
Yeah, because
Saturday
Friday,
night's
I think
Heisman.
that's
Yeah.
when the Maxwell Award comes out. I think is at that ESPN award.
Okay, yeah, and then Saturday is the Heisman in New York.
And Saturday is the Heisman.
Yeah. I can't. There's so many damn different award shows. I can't keep track of.
Yeah,
Keep
I
track.
think maybe it's the Maxwell, Tony.
Maybe if he does, and if he gets that in the Campbell, I'd be like, oh, that's not a bad year
No.
for not winning the conference, and then you can get a Fiesta Bowl win on top of it. That's not a bad year. That's not a bad way to go out, at least.
I mean, are you guys surprised that he decided to come back and play this game? I was.
I wasn't.
The
I
reason
told
I
you
was-
guys he's a competitor. I said I bet he wants to play because he's a competitor. You know, he wants to win big games. That's why he said he came to Oregon. Then he came back again because he said, I'm not done. I want to win the big games that he hasn't gotten the opportunity to. So the Fiesta Bowl is like the last shot to get like a ring of some sort. And
But you're really going to be willing to risk, if something does happen and you get beat up. The only thing I'm thinking is I saw the opponent and went, I'm playing.
He goes, yeah, I got these
I
guys.
ain't worried about getting
it's
blew
possible
up,
because
blown out by
again,
340.
the Washington game also screwed him on the FBS completion percentage by 0.2%.
What?
Yeah, he finished 77.2%, and Mac Jones finished 77.4 in 20.
Oh.
Yeah,
1.2%.
0 for 5 to start the game killed him.
Yeah. 0 for 6.
0 for 6.
0 for 6. That really, that and that stupid pick. Because again, none of us knew the defender could go out of bounds and then come back in, and Nix didn't even see the guy. That killed the game.
Quarter,
really, that was what started the downfall in that game.
After the first quarter, Tony, sure, because he had to. At that point, he had to put him on his back.
I'm done. I refuse to talk anything Washington from here on out.
Well, let's recap the Washington game while we're at it, just for Derek. He wasn't here on Saturday.
Oh, have a good night. I'm out.
Well, and that's the question now is thinking, because Nix is coming back, there was the thought like Jordan Birch is going to sit out, Bucky Irving probably will. Of course, Franklin's going to the NFL. We know Franklin is. Birch, I think, is out of eligibility. Does Birch have one more year?
I think he's out. I think he's
out also. Bucky has a year, but he might be trying to go because running backs can only take so much abuse before they start to devalue. But it's going to be interesting to see if Nix is already trying to get other guys to come back and be like, one more game, guys, one more, like Franklin and Bucky. And I'm wondering if he's going to be able to pull like at least Franklin. Was that?
I think a majority of them are going to play.
No, I know, but I was saying because Nix was going to maybe sit out because he's coming back. Apparently, he's already talking to all of them, going, "Nah, come on, guys, we got this. We get one more round, one more give out." And that's a disaster for Liberty because if Jamie's Chadwell comment that Tony put saying, "Darn, I was hoping Bo wasn't playing," if that was like legitimately true, it had to have been like, "Son of a bitch," Son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, you hear that and you're thinking Ty Thompson and you're like, men, we have a shot. And then you see Heisman finalist Bo Nix is like, yeah, we're playing. And he's like, oh,
Troy Franklin sitting on the sideline, and now he might be in the game too, at least for even a half. At least rack up some yards or something.
I'm gonna be real honest. Even if Troy Franklin sat out this game, I would feel very confident still. Like giving Trayshawn Holden and Tez Johnson and Gary Bryant the opportunity to
Don't forget, Arion Dickey could play in this game and get a lot of run too, because it's not going to count against his.
It doesn't count.
We'd probably see Kyler Casper get some reps.
And I don't blame Franklin for potentially just sitting it out because of the fact that he did get kind of hurt in the Washington game. He came back in, but he wasn't getting targets after that much because he wasn't 100%. He was more of a decoy at that point because he kind of fucked up that shoulder by landing really awkwardly on it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he sat.
Doesn't play, but I think a majority of the guys are going to are going to play. When this game was first announced, I thought it was Ty Thompson and the crew.
Yeah.
And the boys, and now it's like Bo instantly. Oh no, I'm playing, huh?
It's like the ones I could see not playing, like Troy, Bucky. I could see not. I don't know. This is pure speculation on my end, but I feel like Bucky's been dealing with some sort of like just nagging injury. He just hasn't quite been himself the last, really
Since
month.
The Utah game,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. He's had great games, still
yeah.
great moments. Something looks a little bit off with Bucky. Maybe it is something.
He's not quite as fast or shifty as he was before. He's not as fast or shifty.
No.
Doesn't seem.
I could
Seems
see
like
like
he's
Evan
just
Williams
running downhill, and that's about it.
Yeah,
I mean, the line for this game started at what? Oregon, I think it was minus 13.5. Then it went to like 14.5. Then it went to 15. Now it's at 16.
Yeah.
Which it's just a line. But we've seen these lines when they're like minus 24, like Oregon State, and we're like, that's a big line against Oregon State, and then we still covered it really easily. So.
Yeah, well, there was some hidden factors to that game, as we've all saw.
Well, yeah. And Jamie Chadwell's going to have some tricks.
Have you guys seen the little pictures floating around the internet today on Twitter and stuff?
Spaz, you need to find a new hobby. You need to find a new hobby than Twitter, I swear. Every comment from you is like, hey, did you see on Twitter today? Hey, were you surfing Twitter today? Hey, were you on those spaces?
There's a lot of people in those spaces, by the way, too. They're very popular.
I know there are. I was on that Beaver one, like a couple of days after the Civil War, and when they were ranting. I was telling you guys, I was like, dude, this is funny.
There's a picture of all of this Jonathan Smith's gear. And somebody posted that they picked it up at the Goodwill today. And they posted this big picture of this bag of nothing but like jackets and shit, OSU shit. And it says Smith on them.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
He was ready to get out.
There was another funny comment today. It was from Spencer McLaughlin, Lockdown Ducks. And he was like, I saw this tweet because Dante Moore, of course, is in the portal, and everyone's like, oh, Oregon's still available. But it's looking like Michigan and Miami potentially also. And he saw this tweet from someone going, Miami seems like a great fit for a quarterback who needs development. And Spencer was like, a quarterback who needs development going to Mario. Huh.
Justin Herbert, Tyler Van Dyke.
I was like, yeah, that's probably not a great fit. I mean, if he goes there, well, good luck.
Well, you remember when Mario got to Miami and his first little presser, he talks about Tyler Van Dyke, and he's like, he alluded to Justin being a first-round quarterback. He's like, I see many qualities. I think he could be a similar, if not better, caliber quarterback. And then here we are a year and a half later, and he was benched.
and he's in the portal.
And he's in the portal. That man's going to Mississippi State.
Yeah.
So is it does it look like Washington's getting Will Rogers? That's what I've been hearing. They're going to get Will Rogers.
What I'm saying is, Will Rogers is going to Washington, and Will Howard from Kansas State is going most likely to USC. They're on him hard.
Oh yeah. I heard that because I think Lincoln actually flew to Kansas to talk to him or something like that to meet up with him.
LB Trojan and I've been talking, so he was giving
Will
me
Howard's an interesting quarterback prospect because where did they say Riley Leonard is going to from Duke? Was it like Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. Fuck.
Yeah, I was like, what? Like Riley Leonard and Will Howard are both like interesting quarterbacks. Like they have really good moments, and then other times you're just like, Will Howard kind of got, or Riley Leonard got derailed because of the injury.
The weird thing with Riley Leonard was when he first said he was going into the portal, they were saying today there was upwards of like 8 to 10 teams that were like interested in him or whatever. And it's like, oh, he's scheduled a visit with Notre Dame Friday, Saturday. Yeah. All of a sudden, like it's Notre Dame and like Mississippi State or something that might be in it, but pretty much Notre Dame.
Well, and Riley Leonard, he was one of the very, very, very few people to file a transfer entry, no contact. So that means, other coaches can't reach out to him and like request to, have him on campus or whatever. That means he knows exactly where he wants to go.
Yeah.
This book came about prior to the portal coming out. So, we're talking about the whole collusion and, the backdoor deals that are happening. How does that take place? Where as soon as this portal opens, he says, yep, Notre Dame's the favorite. Everybody knows it, widely known, getting on campus right away, and he's no contact. So,
yeah.
And you can't blame him. Elko left. So he was like, I want to change the scenery too. That happens a lot with quarterbacks, with a lot of players. That happens. The Spaz, is there any more breaking news from Twitter about Dylan Gabriel by chance? I know you're scrolling.
Yeah, there's this kid from Oklahoma that went into the portal a couple days ago and yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Wouldn't that be like a? Is that? Go ahead. Sorry.
I said rumors started coming out over the weekend, and I was like, yeah, whatever. So that ain't happening, because everybody knew initially. We all thought, Oregon would probably go for Cam Ward if he entered the portal, and lo and behold, he got beat by the Flying Hawaiian Jr., Dylan Gabriel.
I have to correct you guys, you Spaz at least. I said I actually was not that thrilled about Cam Ward.
Right.
Personally.
Well, but initially,
I would take if he came, I would take him, of course. But I was kind of like,
Cam Ward was the only one. When as soon as Dylan Gabriel became available, I was like, done. God damn it, go get him. If you're gonna go get Bo Nix, go get Dylan Gabriel. And sure as shit, within hours there was all kinds of leaks everywhere that he was pretty much a lock to come to Oregon. They were just waiting to figure out a few details and decide when he was going to be able to come out for a visit. And once he agreed with the visit, it was pretty much a guarantee that he's coming. And he started following like 30, 40 of the guys on Twitter, or not Twitter, but Instagram and stuff yesterday too. By mid-afternoon, he was following all our receivers, Bo, fucking Coach Lanning. Lanning was following him. And it was like, oh, as soon as I saw Lanning follow him back, I was like, yep.
Well, isn't it kind of like almost like a funny, I don't want to say a full circle in the sense because it's not, but you had Dylan Gabriel, who grew up in Hawaii, idolized Mariota, went to UCF with Scott because of Scott Frost. I guess also because Oregon didn't offer him at that point. So he went to UCF with Scott Frost. Then, of course, transferred out of there. Now he has a chance to go to Oregon.
To finish his career and to push his NFL stock.
Well, and I remind people,
he doesn't get hurt next year. He's going at least mid first round next year.
If he doesn't get hurt, like Derek was saying, because he does have injury issues a little bit. But this year he's been healthy, at least for the most part. Last thing here and there, but
2 years he's been pretty healthy. He missed one game last year.
Well, and remember, 6 weeks through the season after they beat Texas in the Cotton Bowl this year, Dylan Gabriel was a Heisman favorite for a brief moment.
Yeah.
So, it's
for about 2 weeks till they lost back-to-back games.
Yeah, in Oklahoma, they definitely had more issues going on than quarterback play. That was not the issue that was hindering the Oklahoma team.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, why is he leaving? But then everybody's talking about it's the kid Jackson Arnold's he's ready now. I guess he like sat last year or whatever. He was like the number 3 or 4, 2
I think he was right behind
recruit.
Malachi Nelson.
Yeah. So who went to USC? So both recruited by Lincoln Riley.
Well, and that's it. We need the QB depth right now, especially for this year, because it's another one of those years where it's like it's unknown because while again Ty has looked better and more comfortable, we just haven't seen it still. And then we lost the one quarterback in this last cycle, and we only have the 1 3-star coming in. What's his name?
Luke Moga.
He's gonna
Luke Moga
so
is
it'll
this
be
year. Willie Smith Jr. is next year, and they're just trying to.
Yes,
they want Moga to have a year.
Yeah, but that's because also we lost the other 4 whatever star quarterback we had originally.
Michael Van Buren.
Van Buren,
yeah. That's what it was. I just heard the name again earlier, and I already blanked on me. So that's it. We have Luke Moga, then we have Novosad, Ty Thompson, and I actually don't feel bad about blanking on our other quarterback's name because Lanning blanked on their names too in one of his pressers.
Yeah, we got like 5 or 6.
Wait, is it Brock Thompson?
Yes.
I don't.
Yes.
Is it Brock Thompson? Even he blanked on it. He said something and then he had to correct himself. He's like, Brock.
Yeah.
Brock. I was like, oh, you don't even remember who your quarterbacks are. That means they have no shot if you don't even remember who your quarterbacks are.
No.
I mean, obviously that was the I think that was the post game, so his mind was elsewhere. But still, I was like, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess we're gonna see. To be real honest, I could see Oregon taking 2 portal quarterbacks here. I think Ty's going to hit the portal regardless. That man needs to get a shot.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Apologize. Yeah. Ty Thompson, then Austin Novosad. Then we'll have either, depending on who will be the third string at this point would be Marcus Sanders or Brock Thomas. Marcus Sanders, the most forgotten Oregon QB of all time at this moment.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They need to get that QB room figured out. I mean, it's nice, obviously, having a Dylan Gabriel. But say Dylan Gabriel comes out, which domino effect starts. Ty Thompson transfers out to hopefully get his shot. Austin Novosad, who knows about him? That's an interesting one because I think he's going to quickly understand what the long-term plan at Oregon is. I think it is to bridge to get to Akili Smith. That's a recruit that they've been on since he was in middle school. He's a legacy recruit for the Ducks, one that, he just his recruitment stock just keeps rising down in San Diego.
Hopefully his stock doesn't go like his dad's, man, because it'd be a short fucking career.
Well, if he gives us what his dad gave us in college, that's cool. That would be a major victory for the Ducks. So,
but it won't be for him.
What I'm worried about on the Oregon show is the Oregon football. Whatever happens beyond that, it's not my.
If you get Gabriel for 1 year,
yeah,
then you have another year. Achilles not going to start as a true freshman, most likely. That's just beyond rare. And redshirt freshman, fine. So at that point, maybe you use Novosad as a bridge, depending on if he's developed. But if not, maybe you have to go to another transfer again.
Well, and here's the thing that they were pointing out today, too, is that Novosad came with Stein.
Mm-hmm.
And Stein's already, his name's already been thrown around. So if he gets another year and Oregon has another solid year with another transfer quarterback under his direction, chances are he could go somewhere next year. And obviously at that point, Novosad with Akili coming in would probably go with him. That was some stuff that was being kind of thrown around a little bit today.
Possible, and that's if Stein goes anywhere to. I mean, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen because like this year
Right,
people were like,
right.
"What
They
if
were
Stein
saying
gets a coaching job?" And I'm like, he's not going to get an offer on his first year as being an OC.
He's
coming
already
from
got a couple of HC offers from what I was hearing today.
He didn't get no offer. His name was just linked to like Houston was the big
Right.
one. That's one
There's
where
a couple that his name has been on the recommendation list.
yeah, he's been a preferred candidate. There's been no reports of interviews taking place, anything like that in any of these.
Now after next year, another season like this or a third year, yes.
To under Stein, and we all know how Oregon assistants have been over the years. They become hot commodities within 2 or 3 years, and they're usually gone in a cycle, whether it be relegated to head coach here or being, getting an offer at another school.
The difference with Dillingham was an ASU alum. That was why
And that's why
they grabbed him, and he took the offer because he was like, this could be the one shot I have for ASU.
And that's why I also heard was don't be surprised if Dylan Gabriel comes in, Ty Thompson goes into the portal and ends up at Arizona State.
See, I really don't. I've seen that too. I don't think that's going to happen. I would bet money on it right now. It doesn't happen because in Arizona State, it's very clear Jaden Rashada is the future there, that quarterback room. That's something Kenny Dillingham, he's built the entire offense around Jaden Rashada, even when he was out for half the year this year. It's
right.
I think
that's Ty could go down there and have a better opportunity because of Rashada's injuries.
Well, I'm hearing that, but if Ty Thompson we're going on 4 years sitting on the bench with 0 opportunities. We're talking about he wants to go into another place where he has to compete. I don't think so. I think he's going to go to a place where they expect him to be the guy. I don't know where that is. Maybe.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We haven't
I
seen
see.
enough, and has anybody else seen enough to even say, okay, we'll take you as our number one right now?
Well, and I'd be interested to see with
better opportunity at Arizona State unless somebody were to say, you can come in and start for us tomorrow.
I haven't, and I haven't heard, Stein talk about coaching desires or whatever, thinking about Stein or whatever. And again, who does Stein have ties to? This is a test question for you two.
UTSA, University of Texas San Antonio.
But what would be? Thank you. I know what UTSA is, but where would he really probably want to end up? Maybe. I can tell you it's not going to happen probably for multiple years if he was going to wait for it.
Is it
I will
Auburn?
say that. No.
Is it SEC?
No.
Clemson?
No.
I have no idea.
He was the Louisville quarterback for 4 years.
Go back home to be a card?
Yeah, but Braun just got there and he had a hell of a year. So Braun ain't going nowhere for at least 4, 5, 6 years.
Right.
So his alma mater is booked for multiple years. Now UTSA, yes, but then would he want to wait for maybe like Dillingham and get a Power 5?
Oh, and rumor is that who was it? No, it's not a rumor. Who did just commit to Louisville? Oh, that's right. Former Oregon quarterback, breaking news, Tyler Shuck has declared for his seventh NCAA year.
Was it Louisville?
University of Louisville under head coach Jeff Brom.
That is what I saw earlier. I was like, was it Louisville? I already forgot.
Tyler Shuck getting his 7th year of eligibility.
Well, it was. Yeah, it was Louisville. Yeah, you're right. I saw he did commit somewhere, and I couldn't remember where. Yeah, so see, when everyone's like, Bo Nix is old. Bo Nix is like 50. Shuck is older than Bo. Shuck is 24. He's older than Bo.
It's such a lazy narrative.
Tony, who would you take? What's his name? Fucking Jackson Plumber, Dumper,
yeah,
or Tyler Shuck. Give me Tyler Shuck.
Well, is Plummer a senior?
I don't even know. But that kid was
I'm gonna guess Plummer is a senior,
trash.
and that's why
I
he's
could see it,
leaving.
'cause he spent some time at Cal. It wasn't just a year
Oh.
he was at Cal.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that this is his final year, so that's why they
Oh,
went. Okay,
stop.
we need a transfer.
Did you watch that game, Tony? Come on, man. That guy was horrible, man.
Yeah,
They
I
are
was
very
like,
A better quarterback than him.
because he was a multi-year starter at Cal, so I would have been shocked if he would have had continued eligibility.
yeah, I was about to say, I was like, he had to at least graduated, at least. So,
Like I'm saying, that's what he had to
Mhm.
deal with. And who knows what the hell he's got besides that. So I'll take a Tyler Shuck probably over anything I might have over here because I don't even know because I just got here. It's my first year and I don't even know about any of these things.
well, we know who the QB will be. It'll be Bo Nix, dependent. Which actually, yeah, I want to go back up because I need to find this. I need to find where this was in the news. Where is it? Shit, I just saw it earlier. Damn it. There it is. I need to find that. That interview. And we could clip that.
Oh, it's on ESPN.
Is it on ESPN? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go find that.
Yeah,
Now.
I'll try to clip it. It was the ESPN. What is it? After they have the announcement show, they do their 2-hour review.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to find it. I don't know if my laptop will
Probably go into the first, I think, 15 minutes of that 2-hour show because it's when they announced the New Year's 6 Liberty, Oregon.
I'll look, but I don't think I don't know if I can edit it down. This show's not going to have any cuts or edits because this laptop will not handle it. Because for everyone in this show who doesn't know, my desktop is a paperweight, and in the shop, these monitors are just for show. They're not doing shit. It is literally just this shitty laptop that doesn't handle anything. Literally cannot do anything.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I'm running this mic system off of this damn laptop. I'm actually surprised that it can handle that. Jesus. Fuck it, whatever. So there will be no clips, shorts, or cuts this week, unfortunately. And if Mark gets upset about that, fuck it.
He can go do it.
He might, but probably not. I feel bad that he would have to watch this show just to get those. You can look at. You might be able to look ahead into next year too. You might be getting Dante Moore. You lost him once. We lost him. UCLA lost him, and Michigan might get him back.
Yeah.
Well, it was Michigan and Notre Dame. I think both lost him to Oregon first, and then we lost him to UCLA, and then now Michigan might get him back. Because also Dante said he wants to go back home. I think too. That was also part of it. He wanted to be close to the family or something. Tony, be positive.
Oh,
positive.
shit.
Yeah, I think I'm in the minority here. When the bowl announcements were happening, I was absolutely thrilled to not see Georgia pop up across us.
Oh God, yes. No,
I wanted Georgia or Ohio State. I wanted I wanted Bo to go. All right,
now,
guys.
Ohio State. Ohio State, I was on board for. On Ohio State, I was on board for, but I did tell you guys up front. Most likely, we also could get stuck with the top group of 5.
Yeah,
just because of selection order.
Like, don't jinx it.
I was good with Ohio State. I was like, that actually could be pretty interesting. But now, especially with them not having McCord, who knows what Ohio State might even look like.
And as you pointed out in our group chat,
it's the bowl tie-ins, you know?
Yeah, it's the bowl tie-ins. I mean, it says that the Fiesta gets the Pac-12 runner-up and the group of 5 top. But I was hoping
not always though, because last year and the year before, the Cotton Bowl 2 years in a row had the top G5. So that was actually kind of weird. So the rotation seems to be off for the group of 5, and I don't know if that's a regional thing
Well,
Even
the
though
bowl
Liberty's over
tie-ins are
here,
cool.
and I
Was
have
it?
no idea how that
Was it?
works.
So Tulane wasn't the number one last year to face USC?
No,
They
they
were.
were, but the year before, Cotton Bowl also hosted, I think it was Memphis, as the Group of 5. So 2 years in a row, the Cotton Bowl hosted the top Group of 5 team, which was a little funky.
Well, ever
Usually
since
it's supposed to rotate a couple bowls or something, but
the CFP took over, the bowl tie-ins are so loose because the bowls
Yeah.
have the rights to trade their rights away.
it's true.
And I know
yeah,
that
it's
was
more of a we want this and we want that team, and then it's because it's more of a what did they say? It's more of a almost like invitational than a tie-in now or something like that.
Tony, if you're a real diehard Duck fan, you will. Especially if you're on the West Coast.
Mark,
No.
do not jinx us. Do not jinx us, or we will lose by 3 to Liberty. Do not jinx us like this.
Yeah, with all due respect, Mark, after watching Oregon lose to Washington for the second time this year, I would love nothing more than to watch them just beat the absolute piss out of some punching bag. So
81-7.
I wish we were playing fucking Portland State in this game right now. I don't care. I'm ready to go, man. It's I need a better taste in my mouth going in through the off season than what the hell I just watched on Friday.
Liberty does scare me though because they have some fast guys.
They got playmakers.
Their guys are fast. I was watching. I didn't get to watch a lot of the highlights like I wanted to earlier, but I was watching. I was like, now again, that's against the other defenses in their conference, but they were like just moving on the field. Like when you got a guy in the open field, it was like watching Troy Franklin just run through people. It was like, oh,
so
okay.
what are you doing? Going 14, Tony, and putting them in 2 divisions?
Yeah, well, Liberty does a good job of using their athletic. They put their guys in space. They make the defenders tackle in space, and
Mark is making it worse. Mark's just making it worse.
I don't care, Mark. Don't care. I want to win by goddamn 40.
We want a damn trophy of some sort. Damn it!
Give me the Fiesta Bowl trophy, and let's go into 2024.
We'll put it next to our other one.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, the bowls used to mean something. That's the difference, Tony. If you're in my age bracket, bowls meant something in the 80s and the 90s. It meant something to play in the Rose Bowl. It meant something to get into the Cotton Bowl. It meant something to get, even into the Independence Bowl and stuff. But getting into the Liberty Bowl, that never mattered to shit. And that's what's wrong with college football today. And yeah, you're right. Humans, you should leave it on the field and some sort of system. That's kind of what they're doing with the 12 next year, though. It is you're kind of there's some human involvement in it, but not as much because they can say, okay, well, I'm with the other guys. If you're ranked 13, well, we should have been in. You didn't deserve to be there anyways.
Well, the biggest argument with the 12 team now will not be even necessarily the 12 and 13, which there will always be the argument of who's 12, who's 13. Again, we said it on I think Saturday or Friday night on the post game. The big argument will now be, or we said it on Sunday show. The big argument would be who is like number 8 and number 9, because number 8 will get to host the number 9.
9, yeah.
Or who gets to buy the top 4. So who's number 5 has to play the extra game. Whereas like this year they said
still gonna be crybaby.
Yeah, this year they said it would have been Oregon hosting Missouri had it been the 12 team. And that's a huge thing to host Missouri across the country. But maybe in the real world they would have dropped Oregon one more spot and made Oregon go to Missouri just because, so there is that crappy element. But the bowl season's awesome. What are you talking about, Tony? Get out of here with that nonsense. I love the bowl season. Get out of here. And do you have to participate in the bowl games you're tied into? Who has the control in our conference refs forced to accept, or can they turn down invite? That I think you have to participate technically in what you're tied to. If it is like, say, the Rose Bowl, the Pac-12 champion unless they're in the playoff, goes to the Rose Bowl. That's
Right.
a tie-in. But this year it's a playoff game, so regardless, it doesn't matter because it's up the air. Who has the control? That's I guess the bowl tie-ins. Whoever the chairman of each of the bowl games are, like the Rose Bowl committee or whatever. But then the refs, I mean, I guess like say for instance, Texas, Washington will be run by an ACC or an SEC crew. I'm gonna guess, or a Big Ten crew. They're not gonna be run by obviously a Pac-12, but it's gonna be the best group of the refs out of that conference or whatever put together. The least like.
Yeah, but it won't be out of either one of the conferences that are participating.
Yeah, it'll be. But most of the refs take that as a huge compliment because they also get a paycheck for it. They get like a bonus for being the best ref squad out of that other conference. So,
right,
they get a nice little bonus check for doing it. So I don't think a ref team has ever turned down doing, especially like a playoff game.
But what I did see too was that somebody was saying the other day that after all the rankings and everything came out, somebody was saying that what Florida State should do is do everything to the T, come walking out of the tunnel, do all the pregame, and once the go out, shake your opponent's hand midfield, do the coin toss, and then just sit on the sideline and not even go out on the field. That would be the ultimate fuck you to ESPN and everybody included, because they would lose millions of dollars of revenue and shit because there's no game. They'd have to scramble.
I wouldn't even do the coin flip or shaking of hands. I would do like show up, look like you're going to go warm up, and then just get back on the bus, go straight to the airport, and then fly.
No, I'd go sit on the sideline, bro. Because you're on national TV. Oh, yeah, watch this, motherfuckers. We're gonna take your invite and we're just gonna forfeit. We're just gonna sit here and watch all your money go down the toilet. That'd be the ultimate fuck you. Either that or getting ready to go out on the field and then all of a sudden, get back on the bus and go to the airport and head home.
And then they're sitting there going, where did the other team go? The refs go in the locker room.
Nobody's here.
They're not here.
As the cameras are going, as the buses are leaving, and everybody on the bus is like, that would be comical.
It would be interesting to see how this goes. I mean, in all of our right minds, with the line continuing to jump for Oregon, and I'm assuming right now the line is. They said as soon as the line came out, they said, "Why is the line only like 14?" They're like, because they think Bo Nix isn't playing. Well, as soon as he started playing, it's been going up. So now if it comes like Jordan Birch is going to play, Troy Franklin might play, or something like that, as you get maybe a few more players, that line's going to probably keep going up. Because right now they're assuming that you're going to have 5, 6, 7 people sit out. But if everyone actually is playing, they're probably going to be like, you're going to see that line continue to just get bigger.
Yeah.
But now 100%. I want to go find that Chadwell comment because that's funny. I love Jamie Chadwell.
No, mine's pretty much the same, Tony. Yeah.
Stop sucking up to Mark, Tony. Stop sucking up to Mark. Mark doesn't run this bitch.
The number one team in the country the week before and drop them all the way to 6 when they lost by a field goal. Don't buy it.
It was just a way to screw Florida State out and bump Alabama up enough.
Oh yeah. And then the number 8 team goes to 3 because they beat the 1. I mean, those you don't have those kind of number flips Never have in years prior. Not like that.
Not when it's 3 points. Not when it's 3 points.
Yeah, and there's like 4 other teams ahead of you, and only one of those teams lost. Come on.
And even that team only lost by 3, and then
By
we dropped
3, yeah.
We dropped 3 spots. Now that's kind of the weird thing with the rankings, and people tried to explain it in the best way that they can manage to do because they're trying to comprehend it. And they go, well, that's the thing. How does Ohio State stay where they are? Well, it's because they didn't play, so they didn't lose. But they didn't play an extra game. But they that's not their fault.
They didn't lose.
So it's
neither.
Yeah, they didn't lose an extra game, so they only have 1 loss, even though we played an extra game. So the rankings have to balance all of that too, and that's a tough situation when you see that because we had the 1 losses behind us that didn't lose.
This year was their worst nightmare, and they failed. They failed miserably. I said I said Florida State probably really didn't deserve to be in there, but yet they were undefeated. I also said if they
they deserved to be in there because they were undefeated. But
right.
Were they really
really that powerhouse 13-0 team? No.
But in the BCS rankings,
they were all year.
Well, they would have been this year, even with the BCS, that would have been interesting. I think you still would have had Michigan, Washington, because 2 undefeateds. And I think Florida State's probably strength of schedule would have dropped them to number 3 in the computer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But so even the BCS probably would have left Florida State out, even not taking into account the quarterback. Just off everything else, I think Florida State would have been left out. That'd be interesting. Run that in an actual BCS computer model and see what would have happened. I know the committee says they do something off of that crap, but a little bit, but we don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, they're going to have to be laser focused for Alabama.
Yeah, Nick Saban don't play. If you haven't heard,
that's why their guys were like, oh yeah, oh fuck, we got Bama. Great.
I think we would have been the same way if we were sitting there going, yeah, we're gonna get Florida State. Hell yeah, let's go. Oh, great.
Fuck.
I think we would have been. That would have been our reaction too. Like,
oh yeah,
really?
The last year you're gonna do this to us? Fuck. I guess we shouldn't have cheated after all. Damn it.
Oops. Oregon caught. I don't know what just happened there. I went to wipe something off. I hit something on my keyboard and it pulled up a chat for me. Now my laptop's haunted. Great.
Well, gentlemen,
we're not trying to set a record here, even though actually we already have.
Nope.
We've surpassed our Saturday night show, Spaz. And surprisingly, you're not drunk or high yet. That is amazing. I'm so proud of you. Applaud for Spaz for not getting higher drunk. That's true. He might be just faking it.
He's fast. I watched him rip the pen right on the stream. Don't give me that shit.
I might have been looking at the other screen above this one. So
yeah, no, I see Spaz over there smiling like he got away with it. I can see those eyes.
You know what? If Nick Saban won the Natty this year, I'd probably be like, screw it, I'm out too. I'm done.
He just bought 4 more Mercedes dealerships.
Dude, he has more than enough money. He doesn't need to be coaching. He just likes it. But I think if you win one more title, recapture your name and your legacy.
Yeah, you're done.
Go out on top. Go out on top. Don't be that guy that kind of just slowly starts declining into mediocrity.
Don't be the Rapo.
Yeah, where he like gets forced out finally. Like, go out on top. I don't know if that rumor's true, but I mean,
don't get caught when your kids get out before you lose your brains.
Well, we have beaten our record. This is the longest Oregon Ducks live show. Somehow we got through this shit show. I thought this was going to be a complete shit fest.
It was only half
Oh,
a shit.
you're gonna dance with me.
It actually turned out pretty well. Mostly because I had to keep Spaz online a few times earlier, but it actually kind of shaped out nicely. Good job. Once again, please applause for Spaz, everyone, for focus.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Next week will be the shit show.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was about to be like, make sure to watch us this post game this weekend. They're like, oh yeah, we don't. But everyone, please don't forget this Saturday. While there's not much happening, there is Army versus Navy. I believe it's 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. The Army Navy game. Go Army, beat Navy.
Go Army.
They're both 5-6, so this is for their bowl game for one of them.
Yeah, this is their national championship.
Navy, it's time for the midshipmen to get that trophy
And
back.
I think if Army beats Navy, they take back. Well, or did they already win the Commander in Chief Cup because they beat Air Force? But is this the one that settles it?
Navy did not, I don't think.
I don't think so either. I'd have to. God damn it, tabs. Where's my schedule? Where's my teams? I'm gonna look this up because if they lost Air Force and Army beat Air Force, then Army already has the Commander in Chief Cup, so it doesn't really matter about this game. Let's see where. I forgot Navy's in the conference. Where's Navy? There you are. I'm like, where's Navy? So let's see. Navy plays Army. Did Navy play? Yep, Navy lost to Air Force and Army beat Air Force, so Army has the Commander in Chief Cup. So the game actually doesn't matter, except for bowl eligibility for one of the teams. Yes, they demolished Air Force. What is it, like 26-3 or something like that? To like against 22
that was Colorado too.
It was an actual beatdown.
In Air Force.
Yeah, and Army's not that good. I thought Air Force might go undefeated. The way they were
kind of
playing.
fell at the end of the year. How about Boise State though? Turning around and winning that conference, and now that interim guy just turned their complete season around and went undefeated in the last month. 3 plus
or like 4 or like 3-1 or 4-1 in the last since Avalos
like
hired.
that.
Yeah,
and
pretty impressive still.
Championship and a bowl berth. Yeah, and it's not in the it's not in the Fresno Bowl. Whatever that bowl in Boise is, the Potato Bowl, Idaho Bowl, whatever.
The famous Potato Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not in that one. They're in like the Independence or something.
I could see why they would be happy just to get the Idaho Bowl to be like, hey, we don't have to travel, but at the same time, like, yay, we get to play on our own fucking field.
Yeah.
So I kind of see it both ways, like good and bad.
Blue Bonnet Bowl, Freedom Bowl, same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some weird ass bowl names this year. What is there? The Wasabi Bowl this year?
Yeah, there's the Gronk Bowl too.
I did see that one. I think that's the LA Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Jimmy Kimmel Gronk Bowl. Because it was Jimmy Kimmel and now it's Gronk sponsoring it.
Oh yeah. Pop-Tart Bowl.
Did you guys see they're gonna have an edible mascot, a 6-foot Pop-Tart that you can actually that the winning team's expected to take a bite out of after they win?
Someone was asking that. They were like,
no.
They're like, is that gonna be weird to like? Is it gonna actually be a Pop-Tart with a person in it, or is it just gonna be a giant ass Pop-Tart? They're like, this could be weird.
Yeah, because they said it's going to be the mascot, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, because I could see it just being a giant 6-foot Pop-Tart. That's whatever, but if there's somebody inside of it, and this dude has to lay down and let a bunch of grown men take a bite out of him, yeah, that's a little bit weird.
Right?
It's gonna be that would be weirder than the Duke's Mayo Bowl. The Duke's
Yeah.
Mayo Bowl. Come on, where the coach has to like get just doused in like gallons of mayo.
Dan Webb of Yahoo Sports describing the Pop-Tart Bowl as beyond epic.
You bet your sweet ass I'm checking out the Pop-Tart Bowl. I don't know who's in it, but I'm watching it for the trophy.
Oh, who was in the no, see, damn it. No, I'm trying to remember who's in all these games.
The Pop-Tart, I feel like that's an ACC bowl. I could be wrong.
It probably is 2023.
68 ventures. I heard that. Shit. What is 68 ventures? Anybody know?
I think is well, you know what? That actually might be a good game, but then again, Will Howard's gone. Pop-Tart Bowl is in Orlando, December 28th, Kansas State and NC State.
Okay, so it's an ACC bowl. That could be a decent one. I'm just looking forward to the giant Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Turn it on in the fourth quarter and just wait for the trophy presentation.
I wonder what flavor he'll be.
Ooh, got to be something classic like strawberry.
Strawberry, probably.
Yeah.
Jesus. We're just watching a bowl game just for the mascot.
Yeah, this is how you know it's Liberty Bibberty week. We're sitting here talking about the goddamn Pop-Tart Bowl.
The Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Oh, that's so gross.
Look, Ebu.
What was it? Unnecessary roughness was like they were trying to remember the game. I can't remember what teams it was. It was a couple years ago, and they were like, didn't it seem like that game was just like back and forth for a while? Then it got to the fourth quarter, and it was like 13-10, and there was like 8 minutes left, and it was like interception, fumble, interception, block punt, interception. Like both coaches were like, do we really want to win this game and get covered in mayo? Almost like they were both trying to sabotage the game to not have to get covered in mayo.
Well, I think it was Wisconsin, actually. They won the Mayo Bowl and dropped the trophy and broke it in the locker room right after. Yeah. That was Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I do remember watching that game. I usually check out their bowl game. I remember watching them celebrate in the locker room. They're dancing around, and the dude, like, he tips it just a little bit, and the top half of the trophy goes and shatters on the ground, and he's just like, oh.
That would be like my worst fear if someone tried to hand me one of those trophies. I'd be like, do not let me hold that thing. I swear to God. Because if I drop it, never hear the end of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Any final thoughts for the Liberty Bowl or updates, transfers, and or final thoughts about Bo Nix winning the Campbell Award, the second for Oregon? And
Young
still
Gabriel,
some
come on home.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I got
Bring your friends with you.
It's going to be an eventful week. Just in terms of the transfer portal, it is open for another, I think it's 3.5 weeks. But we're going to have, just based off how many scholarship guys Oregon plans on bringing in and what the returning projection is for the roster, we're going to need to see another, like, probably 4 to 5, maybe 6 to 7 guys hit the transfer portal from this current roster. So I don't anticipate we're anywhere near the end of, seeing some of these Duck guys submit their name to the portal. So I know a lot of people get thrown up in arms about it. I just remind them that, although sometimes it sucks seeing your guys leaving the portal, it does afford us the opportunity to get the Bows and the Buckies of the world that we all love so much. So, when you see your favorite guys leave and, it makes you sad, just remember there's likely something good, if not better, coming on the other side of it.
On the pipeline. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a plan. There's always a plan.
The Viagra Bowl.
The Viagra Bowl, the Condom Bowl. Yeah, those would be. I just don't think that would fly in the college football world. But then again, I didn't think there'd be a Pop-Tart Bowl either.
Oh, I like that. The Rock Hard Viagra Bowl. I like
it. Or you got to find like the Viagra Bowl brought to you by
Hard Rock Cafe.
Hard Rock Cafe, the Rock Hard Gym or something. I mean, that's the thing with players leaving, players coming and going. You think, no matter what, even all the transfers, out of all the transfers, even if they're projected good, usually it's still only like 50-50 that they actually work. So the same with recruiting. If you hit 50-50 on your recruits, like get 2 superstars and 2 duds, you're doing pretty good. That's not too bad. You know, I mean, you hope to always hit 100%, but that's just not the way the world works. So you'll get a Bucky, and then you'll get a guy that never plays, or you'll get a Bo Nixon transfer, or you'll have like a Ty Thompson that maybe you never will see the field.
100% correct. You hit that spot on, my friend. I think about like Spencer Sanders last year. He went to
Debbie does Dallas. Remember, Joe, not Debbie from Dallas.
Yeah, Oregon does well in the portal, though. We've had very, very few misses in the portal. I will say.
And I don't think we're gonna be as much needed this year portal as I'm seeing 6 or 7 names maybe dropping, and that's about it. And they seem to be like doing it right now, like they're getting it out of the way like this week and maybe into early next week. But by the middle of next week, it's like they want to be done with all of it. You could just
and again, and so far of the people that transferred
outside everywhere, and
well, and outside of Bridges, really, most of the people that transferred really haven't done anything this year. So really, all that's doing is dropping, so to say, almost like in a nice term way, dead weight. You know, in a sense, because of the depth. So that frees you open those spots to recruit, build up new guys, or bring in transfers.
But we got to find somebody just a little bit better.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of guys, quarterbacks especially. Though quarterbacks are always hit and miss. Linemen, you know, we've seen Connor this year. Last year looked good. This year struggled for the first half, then got better. So hopefully that's a sign of things to continue, where he continues that. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, news will start coming out more in the next couple weeks, especially.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. There are a couple corners and safeties that are being talked to right now, but no official words yet from where those are coming. But there's only a couple. Dan Lanning is really not too worried about getting safeties. He would like to get a couple of DBs, and that's what he's focusing on. Safeties, he feels pretty good about what we've got and what we got coming in. So at this point,
our safety depth is not too bad. Corners definitely is an area I definitely want to keep that up. And then we didn't even touch on defensive line. We'll have to do a show, like we said, just about depth and actually look at the depth charts, especially with recruits coming in to see what our linebackers look like. Like, does our, and then try to find out the eligibility too, how many of our guys have another year or two, that because I'd say a lot of them are seniors, but do they have an extra year where they can come back? And that's where we've raised several questions throughout this. Where do they? So we're gonna have to take a, especially as more news comes out, maybe in 2 weeks, maybe we'll do a deep dive on the depth chart.
Yeah, because by then most
we got
will be pretty much opened and dealt with a majority of it.
And we'll have a good feel of who's probably really leaving for NFL, like Franklin, Nix. We'll know Bucky. We'll have a better idea then who's actually going to leave.
But by the time we get probably to Christmas, we'll know if anybody's opting out of the game or not, and or going to the NFL.
Yeah, this week's a little busy because of all the award stuff too, and all the coaches are out doing recruiting and then traveling for awards. Like Dan Lanning said, he was like, I don't know if I can make everything, but I'm going to try because of all the recruiting stuff too.
Get bigger. That's what Dan Lanning wants. He wants to get bigger. And that's most of these guys that you're seeing that are dropping are either aren't getting any playing time or going to get any playing time going forward, and B, are just too small. And Dan Lanning knows going into the Big Ten is like going into the SEC, and he's going to have to get bigger on the line. His backs are going to have to get a little bit bigger, and hopefully you can get some Walter Thurman type corners or DBs to help shore up that secondary. That's what he knows he needs going into the Big Ten.
All right. Well, then next week we'll figure out what our show will be, and then maybe in 2 weeks we'll do a deep dive on the roster, as well as the kind of follow-up updates on a few more people. Because there will be at least probably 5 to 6 more that will transfer out. Plus, then we'll get more clarity on the NFL draft guys, just to see who actually is going to leave. Maybe someone changes their mind. Some people are waiting for their draft stock, so to say, to come back to see where they're projected, and that can change their mind to go, you know what, I'm going to come back. Screw it. So
exactly,
we'll see in a couple weeks for sure. That'll give us a lot better insight. So once again, everyone, we appreciate you always joining us right here as we actually talked quite a bit about the Fiesta Bowl. Actually, we talked about a lot of shit. Condom Bowl, brought to you by Rock Hard Gyms, Pop-Tart Bowl,
the Percheesi Bowl.
Talked about a lot of stuff. But then once again, everyone, thank you for joining us here on the Oregon Ducks live show.
We didn't talk about our brother's last bowl game for a decade, probably.
What?
Little Beaver brother. They're going to a bowl game. We forgot to give them any love.
Are they in the chat? Is that why you remembered?
No, I just.
Oh, okay. Well, they're going to the Sun Bowl, and they are playing. Who are they in the Sun Bowl?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah.
Notre Dame, yeah. That's what it is. And they're not going to have their running back or their quarterback. The Beavers.
Neither
or
their
their coach,
two
or their
quarterbacks.
technically, or their head coach, but they do have their head coach in Bray. But.
Yeah, they're back to Brian Gilbranson again.
Yeah, well, good luck to the Beavs. Whatever.
Yeah, that defense for Notre Dame is going to give them some fits. Yeah, it's going to give them some fits. That's for sure. Luckily, the Notre Dame offense can't score more than 21 against a Power 5 team. So
yeah,
and the Beavers are still technically Power 5. So
for now,
should look into the Beavers transfer portal. I bet that shit's fucking crazy too. But anyways, Derek, where can people find you online if they want to stalk you?
Yeah, right down here. You can find me Twitter at Wait Who's Derek. That's where I stay mainly. I'm a Twitter at, just like Spaz.
Yep.
Let's see if Spaz can do this correctly tonight.
You can find me down here. Got it. See, at the Rocky Classic on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's pretty much where I am.
And you can find me right there at Exploring with Ben on Twitter. Even though I'm not much on Twitter. I'm not really on Twitter that much. So you can find me Exploring with Ben and Sam right here on YouTube. Even though not much is happening there because my fucking desktop is in the shop getting fixed. So I'm not able to edit videos. What a waste. At least the repairs are free. All in the warranty. There you go. Why don't you try that instead of there?
He's always like that. He's always like, yeah, it's right here.
When he puts his hand in front of the camera, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't work. All right. I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
Make sure everyone you hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing. And if anyone's new here still watching the show, really appreciate it. And if you're still watching it, you should definitely subscribe because you need this Tuesday night entertainment apparently. So, with all that being said, join us next Tuesday as we maybe look back on the season and kind of give our final thoughts before the bowl game. Just the goods, the bads, the uglies. And we'll decide that. We'll see you guys next week. Tuesday night, 9 p.m.
January
Central,
1st.
7 Pacific.
Act 12.
Right here
Once knew it.
on the Oregon Live Show.